it's FYF Sports here. It's Lamont, man. We back with some more breaking news. This time we're going to be speaking on the WNBA and their plan to get started playing in the bubble. So again, we got some more breaking news reports from Hannah Storm on ESPN. And so we're just going to see what they have to say about what's going on with the WNBA's current state and what those players expect to do if they do plan to play in Orlando, or if these social issues will also affect the outcome of their season as well. So let's go ahead and hear what they have to say about this.
I would be lying if I said that no player is concerned about entering a bubble, or we like to say single-site atmosphere, because one, people are genuinely concerned about leaving their families during this unprecedented time in society. I mean, for example, we're a league full of working mothers, so it was super important for us to find an environment that was child-friendly as well. And two, people are concerned about not only the physical health and well-being, but also, mental health. Because let me say this, basketball players normally don't go 4 days without really touching a ball. We're now approaching 4 months. But more importantly, Hannah, we're pushing through these concerns because as athletes, we all realize that we're living in, as I said, unprecedented times. And we've seen and just witnessed the real heroes of society, the doctors, nurses, grocery workers, essential workers, come together and exhibit real courage. So I think that gives us motivation to try to push through and do our part to find a safe way to return to play, and we're very, very close.
There's so much to think about, right? And NBA players have until June 24th. They can notify their teams whether they want to participate in the WNBA. It's a day later. We've already heard Atlanta's Renee Montgomery saying she's going to skip the season to focus on social justice issues. So there's that piece as well. And I'm wondering what you're hearing from all the athletes that you're talking to. And it's very poignant, as you said, and very important to remember. So many moms are considering this. Are you hearing about some people not wanting to play?
Yeah, we just saw it in the WNBA, but we support and respect Renee's decision. And I think it will be the same in the NBA if someone were to choose not to play. As vice president of our Players Association and the WNBPA, I always try to tell people and remind people, our job contractually as a union was to work with the league to create the best scenario for return to play. That was our job. And I am super relieved. I mean, we've had a million Zooms. I'm super relieved that the NBPA and the WNBPA has accomplished that. So now it is on the individual to make the decision whether they want to play or not. And a lot of people are making the decision based on social justice. Some will want to use the platform of playing to advance social causes. Some, like Renee, may not want to do that and choose not to play. Either way, we understand and totally respect each individual's decision.
Again, so we see with the WNBA, unlike the NBA, their approach has been a bit more unified. And I say that because they are dealing with the same pressures that the NBA players are. They have a number of players who are worried about COVID-19. They have a number of players who want to possibly sit out due to the social issues, and they want to help from that standpoint. But then they also have a number of players who feel that by playing, they can use that platform to also, affect change with these social issues. So, again, one thing we've seen with the WNBA is we've seen that they have not shown that type of division. Although they do have players within those leagues who have different intentions on how they want to approach this season, they've all showed a unified front. And as we just saw, who was just speaking, she was the vice president of the Players Association. She specifically stated that her job as the vice president of that Players Association was to work with the NBA to find a way to get this season completed. And we know there's a lot more at stake for the WNBA. I mean, they're on the brink of being extinct. A complete wipeout of one full season in the WNBA could essentially mean the demise of the WNBA. So I almost feel like the WNBA had a lot more at stake because they already were or could have been considered a failing league where profits are not as high. They've already had to downsize venues. Many teams stopped playing in bigger stadiums, and they've resorted to playing in smaller gyms. or community college gyms, just so that they can actually afford the cost of playing. So the WNBA has a lot of issues that they need to work out, and it looks as if they've been able to successfully get these details hashed out. Again, just like the NBA, these details seem to be tentative, open to change, because we don't know what's going to be happening with the COVID-19 situation. But it's just, like I say, it's just curious to see how these different leagues approach potentially playing. We know baseball's dealing with some major issues. All of the players in baseball want to get back to playing, but they're dealing with a commissioner's office that doesn't want to get back to playing. So it's kind of opposite there. And then with the NFL, we haven't really heard much from the NFL at all. All we've seen is the most recent news out of the NFL that we've heard is Dak Prescott is potentially going to be signing a really big extension. So it sounds as if football and the NFL is going to try to find a way to continue as is. But again, with Dak Prescott's situation, maybe he's feeling that pressure of all these issues. He wants to get that contract signed, get that guaranteed money, because he doesn't know what's going to be happening in the next coming months or years with the NFL. So again, what these players need to do is they need to try to find a way to lock their money in, whatever guaranteed money that they can get, because again, with these COVID-19 situations escalating again, we don't know what the future holds for these sports leagues, or if we'll be able to continue playing going forward if things get worse. But again, like I say, it's just, again, like I always want to end with, I just really curious to see how these different leagues handle these situations. I want you guys to let me know what you think. How do you feel the NBA is handling it? Do you feel they are still a bit divided? Do you think they're on the same page now that they have an agreement? How do you feel about how the WNBA is handling this? They've been a bit more unified. They haven't shown that division that the NBA has. And then what's going on with the NFL? Why are they so silent? We haven't heard much from those players, even on social justice issues. They've been a bit silent. And then, we've heard from NASCAR. We've seen what NASCAR is doing to affect these social issues with the ban of the Confederate flag. Bubba Watson, they've allowed him to wear his Black Lives Matter t-shirt during races. Over in Europe, they've put Black Lives Matter on the back of all of those players' jersey, just to kind of show support for us over here in the United States and what we're dealing with. So again, we've seen different leagues handle this differently. So I'm just curious to see how things are going to start to unfold over these next coming weeks. But again, it's FYF Sports. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate all the support on social media. Look forward to hearing from you. And again, this is FYF Sports with a breaking news report, and we're out.